We just watched season 3, episode 1 of Gilmore Girls. We have our thoughts. I have watched it 1,272 times. I'm Chemda.
I'm Carrie, and I just watched it for the very first time, and I'm being protected from spoilers. Never seen
Yes.
it before. I just saw it. We have thoughts.
Oh, including the title. Oh my goodness. I
Yeah.
just realized the title is so obvious to me that I actually didn't mark it down.
Oh,
But yeah, but I do have alternatives
I have
that
alternative what I would have called the
yes.
episode. And to remind our listeners, I don't know the episode titles until we record because sometimes they have spoilers in them. So I just see the name of the episode. I mean the number of the episode and not the title. I learn it in real time on the show. Here's what I would have called this episode. I would have called it Hey There, and Hey is spelled Hay,
Mhm.
or I would have called it Scone Mix.
Oh, good one. Okay. So I also had Hey There.
Really? Oh,
Yes.
that's awesome.
Yeah. And I don't want
Okay.
to write this, um, trying to write things in the right place, but I had Hey There and I'm sorry. Oh, Dear John, which I kind of feel like I knew I would have to explain, like Dear Jess and the letters from Dean, and I feel like she needs to break up with Dean, so it's a Dear John letter, and
Okay.
okay. So hey, and then pick Mimi,
Pick Mimi. I like it.
and I have one more because we're not going to even count Dear John. Pick a guy, any guy.
Oh, well, she did pick a guy, any guy.
Well,
Well,
the whole
Rory did.
time it was like pick a guy. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
All right.
You're not even writing to Jess. Oh, so you all we made it to season 3. So click that subscribe button because if you're in this with us season 3, let's get into it. 40% of you are not subscribed. Come on over.
Mm.
Come on over. Um the actual title. The actual title is Those Lazy Hazy Crazy Days.
Ugh, that song.
I know.
Okay.
And you know they did it on purpose.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It wouldn't have been a spoiler. Those lazy, crazy, hazy days. Let me write this down. Oh my God.
I guess not
But
because you knew it was summer and it's still summer. Like your prediction of how this would start was either it would start at the wedding, like how it ended, or at
yeah.
the end of the summer, like they did last time. And
Yes.
I guess you were right, although I have to check the actual official prediction because I think you landed on it's going to start at the wedding. But before we started today, you did say it could go either way.
Well,
So
yeah.
let
And I
the
think
record
like
show.
a lot of shows in this time, like when they took off for the summer, they started back up with the time jump, you
Yeah.
know, because they wanted to keep it relatively close to the actual time that would be taking place in the thing. So, yeah, I was bummed that they didn't start at the in the wedding to see how that panned out because we had such a cliffhanger at the end of last episode, which is that Rory kisses Jean. Rory kisses Jean, which is a new character. We've never seen Jean before. No, she kisses. If Jess and Dean had a baby, it would be Jean,
Yes,
not
yes.
Des, but Jean. No,
Mhm.
she kisses Jess at the end of last episode. And what's going to happen? And then she has to go to DC with Paris. But this episode starts with an alarm clock going off, which I think we've done before in episodes that start somehow with an alarm.
Yes, yes, and this time, for me, it was an appropriate amount of alarms for our
Yes.
Lorelai
Did
Gilmore.
you did you notice that it sounded a little bit like the beginning of Pink Floyd's song Time?
No, I didn't.
Pink Floyd's
Interesting.
Pink Floyd's Time from Dark Side of the Moon starts off with 900 alarm clocks going off simultaneously. And I was like,
Hmm.
"Oh man, I hope the rest of this episode is just like Pink Floyd's album," but it was not. It sort of just
Hmm.
reminded me of that. But
Well, I had all the thoughts that you said out loud while we were watching. Like, your first thing was, "She sleeps in that?"
she sleeps. How do you sleep in something frilly on your boobs?
Mhm.
That just looks uncomfortable, and it was tight. And I was like, nobody sleeps in that on their own. So in
I
my
know,
head, I'm
it's
like,
like, in my
is
head, I sleep in that,
I do not.
and in my head, that's comfortable, but n nowhere in real life. That's like a thing that you take off before you go to sleep.
Yeah,
But
no, that's a TV trope that women sleep
yeah.
in, like,
Uh-huh.
nighty like, I sleep in tattered rags, and I don't care, and you don't care, nobody cares, like,
No,
it's fine, just be
no.
comfortable, right? So, she wakes up in that, and I'm like, "Oh, is there a guy there?" Like, I thought that's what you sleep in when there's a guy over, and you're like, "Hey, we sleep in my frilly nightie."
Yeah, but I'm always like I'm always judging myself because I go to and I stop doing it, but I go to, "Oh, should I be sleeping in that? Like, I didn't know people can do that. Like, is that the standard or am I being slut shamey to be like, who sleeps in that? And oh, there's a guy over and oh, she's going down in her nightie to get coffee with Rory. Like, I don't see I judge all of those thoughts that I have actually had.
Right.
Does
Yeah,
that
I
make
mean,
sense though?
have I ever slept in a cute nightie? Yes.
Well, sure,
But it was
yes.
an occasion. It was not just me on my own, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I wear when I go camping.
But I can't tell if those are old thoughts or some of them are like
No,
relative or I don't know. All
but I
right.
figured there was a dude over and she goes in and it's Luke and I was like, "What?" And then I was like, "Dream sequence," because we missed too much. They wouldn't do that to us. But the audience still needed us to see them. I mean, they still needed the audience to see them kiss, which they do. And then I'm like, dream sequence, dream sequence, dream sequence. Yeah. And like, sure enough, he like talks to her stomach. He calls their twins Sid and Nancy again, which is not a good thing to name your twins, by the way. If anyone is pregnant with twins, do not do that. Um, and and I'm like, okay, so when is she going to wake up? Or like, is this show have a lot of explaining to do? This show does not do a lot of dream sequences, does
No, and
it?
I appreciate that. I don't
Me
love the
too.
dream sequence
I
ever.
do not either.
I don't love the gotcha, you believed this that we made for you and wrote the script of and
Yeah.
like the misdirect to me. And I love you, Gilmore Girls, but the misdirect of a dream is always lazy to me.
Yeah, it's played. It's so lazy, but we had to see them kiss, and that was the only way the writers could make it happen for us.
Yes,
Eh,
but,
yeah, I don't like
you
the gotcha moment, and I don't like the, like, clearly Lorelai is having issues, and here's how we just,
and then okay, so not only do we get the dream sequence, we get it reiterated to us the whole way when they're on the phone
yeah,
together. I was like, "Oh my god, they're really gonna go through this whole thing? She's gonna keep describing it?"
yeah.
That was weird. And also, yes, Sid and Nancy, not good. Leopold and Loeb, I looked up. 18 and 19-year-old who killed a 14-year-old and got life plus 99 years for it. They wanted
Mm.
to give them the electric chair and there was a whole thing about it, but also very dark reference.
Yeah, not a good thing to name your
Yeah.
twins. Okay. I mean, I don't have kids. Who can say?
Some people
Someone
think it's
out there
funny.
has
It's
named their
just
kids Sid and Nancy. I guarantee someone on
yeah.
earth has named their children Sid and Nancy, and I'm speaking to them directly saying that you shouldn't have done that.
People's dark humor is a spectrum and some
Yeah.
people think that's funny. So, okay.
So she wakes up and then calls her daughter, which is a totally normal thing to do as an adult woman in the middle of the night. This phone call does not wake up Paris, but we see her in the background.
Mhm.
Um, we find out that Rory is coming home in a couple days.
Yes. And
Um,
and did you hear what Paris said in her sleep?
yes, she
Okay.
said the two the Nixon reporters' names, whose names I forget.
Woodward she said Woodward, Bernstein.
Woodward and
Mhm.
Bernstein, who were the famous reporters. And then she said, I did not have relations with that woman, which is a Bill Clinton reference for those of you who are too young to remember.
But she also had another name in there. Did you catch that?
Oh, what was the other name?
It was really interesting because she said usually you hear Woodward and Bernstein. I was never able to say those names. But anyway, so you heard those 2 names. Then she said Harry Thomason. Then there was a little dialogue before with Lorelai and Rory, and she came back and said I did not have sexual relations with that woman. So this, for the first time, I paid attention to why would they pick those names and those words. So yes, the name that I did not have sexual relations, the Woodward Bernstein, that was very political. So they're in DC, she's having political dreams. Do you know who Harry Thomason is?
I do not. Who is
So
Harry
that's the
Thomas?
one I didn't know. He is a producer best known for the show Designing Women.
Huh.
Now, when you hear that, you go, okay, no, the writers write so much and they reference so much. They're not just going to write it for no reason. It cannot just be a Designing Women thing. I looked a little bit more. You don't need to look that much more. He was good friends with Bill Clinton from Arkansas. So back in the day.
Oh.
And he helped Clinton with his image. So that's hilarious.
Wow.
He actually, like, I read that he stayed with Bill Clinton and like helped him with what to say during the Monica Lewinsky scandal. So he might have been responsible for I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Oh my God.
Okay.
And Paris knows
Hello,
this, and that's what she dreams of. That's amazing.
Gilmore Girls.
That's amazing.
That was
Okay.
fun. Yeah. Oh, and then
Yeah.
I thought, okay, so why the Clinton and why those names? And I think it was because those are the people who took Nixon down, and maybe they're saying that's the person who took Clinton down.
Mm.
I don't know. Cute,
Okay.
not cute.
I
Mm,
mean, it was a throwaway. You know,
I
I don't
know,
know. We'd have to ask
but
Paris.
it couldn't have been that. You had to have like actual connection because they're writing it down. It's not like she's actually dreaming, and you know. So
Yeah.
I just thought it was cool. Ah,
Weird.
very so excited to tell you that.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Anyway,
But after she gets
um,
off the phone, she goes over to her desk, and we see that she has had a lot of incoming mail from Dean. And then when she moves the envelopes, we see that her loose leaf paper says, "Dear Jess," and then is empty under it.
and by the way,
Did
those letters from Dean are so thick, which is
Yeah.
so cute. And I have found letters recently as I went through all my stuff of teenage me with my female friends just back and forth. And they were that thick and they said less than nothing in them. But I think it's really cute that it's your boyfriend doing that. I don't think I ever had a long uh mail from a boyfriend, but I didn't have a boyfriend in high school, so maybe that's why.
Mm.
But but then yeah, you said she's writing Dear Jess on loose leaf paper. Is that weird?
No, that's
Oh, okay.
accurate to teenagers. Like
Okay.
that's what we do. Or a spiral bound notebook, but yeah, one or the other.
Yeah.
And
It's just the paper you have. It's not like we have,
just seeing a letter started on loose leaf like brought me back so
mhm.
quick. I was like, "Oh my God, I remember that." Now, did you take that the letter was empty to mean that she never wrote him, like she started one and never finished it? Or did you take it to mean that she had written dozens and this was just the start of the next one?
I took it to mean that she's stuck because usually when they write in shows, dear so and so, and they never finish it, it's not like it's the 50th letter. That's when
Okay.
they usually
It just
show.
means that she's thinking about him and definitely, like, thinks she has something to say, but it doesn't show her writing back to Dean, you
It
know?
doesn't. I always thought that was a very interesting um way to like did she not write? Oh, well, she wouldn't have the letters that she wrote to him.
Right, I know, but
Right, right. Yeah,
right.
so
And we assume that she also wrote back to Dean. Like,
we do.
I had a boyfriend when I went to a month-long sleepover camp once in high
Oh,
school, and he wrote me every single day,
what?
and I wrote him
And sent it.
and sent it. And I was like, I write a letter, you write a letter, I write a letter, you write a like I write like I was doing a write and reply, and
Right.
he was just stream of consciousness like I'm going to write you every day.
Oh my
So I
god.
didn't send him nearly as many letters as he sent me. Also, I'm in camp and he's not. So like I didn't have as much time, but he thought I wasn't sending enough letters, and I was like, "But I didn't know you got the one I did send, like, you didn't reference it in a letter that you sent." So, like,
Whoa.
our patterns were off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, "Oh my god, I, like, cooked dinner and the open fire." Like, I don't know, I was talking about camp stuff, and then he was just talking about summer in the city and missing me, but I was like, "Did you get my last letter?" I don't know, it was weird. I still feel kinda bad that I didn't write him more that summer,
What?
but we didn't discuss this before I left. He was like, "I'm gonna write you every day," and I was like, "Okay." And
That's
I
a
didn't
lot.
say, "I'm gonna wait till you confirm that I get one back."
I don't know how clear that needs to be. Also, that could have been in one of the letters then, but
Right.
also, I do not expect me to write every day anything. What?
Well, now it's like texting every day would be the equivalent, you know?
Sure, but back then you need a stamp. This
Yeah,
boy went and got a whole book of stamps.
he sure did.
Well, look at you.
Well, look at me. Yep.
And managed to make you feel bad about
And
it.
I feel really bad to this day that I'm like, "Oh, man, I wrote him, like, 6 letters the whole summer, and he wrote me, like, 30."
6
And,
is
like,
so many.
I
You
mean,
couldn't have had anything to
I tried to
say.
make up for it in volume, like, each one of his was, like, a page, and each one of mine was, like, 2 or 3, but still not,
No, not
you know.
still. What? Get out of here. That's even I think you were both very generous with your
Yeah.
time
And I had the
letter
cutesy
writing.
stationery. He was writing on, like, spiral bound note, with the edges.
You brought stationery to
Course I
camp.
did. Course.
Carrie, you've always been Carrie.
Mhm.
You really have.
I mean, I didn't buy it for myself, but yeah, I brought the stationery that had been given to me probably by my grandmother,
Oh
like,
my
probably by
goodness.
Emily. Like, okay, anywho,
Oh my
so
goodness.
next morning, we're
Okay.
in Sookie's,
Oh.
apartment or Sookie's house, and this is the weirdest C plot I've ever seen in my life. The C plot is that she wants to butch up her house for Jackson,
Oh my
who does
god.
not want this. It's so weird. Can we just skip it? I don't understand. I don't care. I
It's
really like
so
Jackson.
bad. It's so bad. But Jackson comes off wonderfully in this.
Yes.
He's like, "I love frilly curtains. Can we
Yeah.
just leave me
Jackson
alone?"
is man enough to have people think he's gay for liking frilly curtains. Like, he's confident enough in his, like, masculinity that that is not a threat. And I am all for it. And Suki is just not having it? What?
Needs to buy a shaving kit of some sort of history,
So weird.
a fish on a wall, a bear.
How much was that bear? Why does Suki have the disposable income for an entirely full-size stuffed bear?
I mean, you know what? The finances of that are the full-size bear had that has to be money. It
Yeah,
has to
Mr.
be.
Burns has one, to put it, you know, just saying. Mr. Burns
That's a
has a lot
good
of money.
reference, actually, yeah. Now
Mr.
I'm
Burns has a
thinking
full-size polar bear
yeah,
in
now
it.
I'm thinking when is there a full-size bear in a TV or and I'm thinking, "Oh god, what's the Patrick Swayze movie where everyone was like, 'Oh, look at this little guy. He could really kill people because he did.'" Um, Roadhouse. Thank you for
Oh,
playing. Yeah, so the rich, obnoxious guy has a bear
yeah,
in
so,
his
I mean,
home.
like, even if it's a fake bear, it's still like, what are you doing?
I
Suki's
don't
losing her
know.
mind.
But they make her lose her mind all the time.
I know,
This
but
is
it's
she's
usually like,
so
this is a
goofy.
thing a person would do during a manic episode. Like, during a manic
Interesting.
episode, you go on a buying spree and insist that it's the right thing to do, you know?
Huh.
Anyway, um, can we get to the town?
Yes.
Why is Taylor in a wheelchair?
I have that in trivia.
Do
But
you?
according to the show, it's because somebody left a banana peel on his doorstep. But
Yes.
Jess is and no one's accusing Jess.
Yeah, no one's
This
accusing Jess.
it's
He's
very
back.
Dennis the Menace, and he's there.
He spent the summer sucking up to people, it looks like.
Yep.
Nobody's mentioning that the town menace is back. But Taylor's in a wheelchair, and I wrote why. Like, why is the actor in a wheelchair?
Mhm.
Because, like, it's too random and it has nothing to do with anything else.
Right, and he's
Um,
only in it for that couple of scenes where he's just like, "We're having a festival. This is a
yeah,
small
it
town,
doesn't
small
need to
town."
right, and if you're in a wheelchair for a temporary injury, you don't get a motorized one. I don't know, it was weird to me that it was motorized, those are expensive. Okay, so Taylor has tons of money for a motorized, we find out about the festival, he's very excited,
Why did he call Lorelai Mini-Me? Just because it rhymed? That was weird. I don't know if you caught
oh,
it.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah. And I caught that she goes, "Oh, you finally filled in September." And oh my God, if I ever win the lotto, I am starting a Stars Hollow town where every weekend there is a different crazy level festival,
Hmm.
a la these festivals, where
What would be a festival that you would create?
first of all, I would recreate all the ones that we hear about in Gilmore. And then
Okay.
I would just like go from there. A comedy festival,
Oh,
a dance festival,
oh,
a movie festival, some sort of fringe acting something, like just all the things.
I wanna see a puppet parade.
Done.
Perfect. I'll come to
The
that.
Carrie random thoughts and I wrote them all down festival.
Alright. That's gonna be
Yeah.
weird.
Is that not fun? Do you not wanna stay at the inn for that?
I would say at the end for that, I'm gonna skip the comedy festival.
But
Um,
I'm hiring you.
oh, I'm in it?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll come to that.
Okay, cool.
But not if it's a contest. I don't like it when the
No,
festivals make
no, not
okay, good.
contest. No,
It's just a
that's mean.
showcase. It's a
Yeah.
showcase. Okay, good.
It's, like, fun and themed and like, edgy, but not randomly abrasive for no reason just to
And then
piss
yeah,
people
and then you
off.
don't crown like I did a comedy festival that ended up being a contest, and it was a women in comedy contest, and they wanted us to get
Mm.
all catty and mean at each other, but women in comedy aren't like that, and we were all just really supportive, and by the end of the night, we were all friends, and they were so disappointed.
Can I say "ew" to that?
No,
'Cause
I take it as a, like, hell yeah, women in comedy are the best
hmm.
because it's
Oh,
so
no, ew, whoever needed you
ew
to
for
get
the,
into
I'm not naming the place because I don't wanna name and shame, but, like, that
yeah.
was a fun night and that they were like, "Which one of these catty girls is gonna knock out the" like, the way they set it up, we were supposed to be fighting, and we
Mm.
just would not like, collectively agreed, we are not doing that.
Yay, good on ya.
This industry is already hard enough,
Yeah.
so, like, no, we get along. Sorry,
Well,
we get
good
along
on
and we
ya.
support each other and help each other in the green room.
Yeah. And
Alright,
meanwhile, okay, sorry, but there's just one other thing. This scene is very nothing, right? But it has Lorelai looking in on Luke going, wistfully, right?
right.
And wearing that hat. Is it wrong? And I don't fashion shame usually. It just sometimes I feel like maybe it's because she has curly hair and it's just not behaving that day.
Maybe. Yeah, you're
That
right.
you
You're right.
know,
It is a weird choice. Why is she
for
wearing a hat?
Lorelai. Yeah.
Why is she randomly wearing a hat to walk across the town?
And it's very rare that she wears a hat,
Yeah.
and this kind of hat didn't make sense, and
Yeah,
I just
like
feel like, they still didn't know 100% how to tame certain hair. Tame,
yeah.
I say tame, quote, unquote.
Yep. But I like that Lorelai has a secret collection of bucket hats that we've never seen until this moment.
Right, yeah,
And she wears it to go across town. That is very funny though. Yeah. I bet
and
it
I think she looks cute in everything, it's just not very Lorelai, but I also think, that sometimes shows have fun with what the character wouldn't wear because it's like, well, we get to put a hat in the scene, and that's fun
right.
just
Or
to
maybe the maker of that hat company paid Gilmore Girls $1,000,000 if you wear our bucket hat on screen for more than 5 seconds.
You know what? Gilmore Girls, I think was still in the time of when people name things, it's just organic in what we're thinking. And then you see Sex in the City, and I'm like, this is the biggest McDonald's commercial where it was so blatant. And I feel like in because we had that, because we had people like Carrie and Samantha, and I know you're not gonna know what I'm talking about, but it makes sense. Carrie and Samantha going like, "Hmm, who would bake a pie if it's so good and right in your hand?" And something like that, and I'm like, "That is so uncut." Did somebody else just say that and you just put these characters? It was so weird. It was like they cut to a commercial just with these characters.
Yeah,
I think because we had that, these things sometimes feel like a commercial.
right. I bet here's my philosophy that by now this is season 3, the show is caught on. People
Mhm.
always wanna know what Lorelai is wearing.
Mm.
So, clothing companies have started sending the production clothing. Like, "Who are you wearing?" But it's on the show, and I have a feeling that every outfit is, like, a gift from whatever designer that is, because when people go, "What was that top?" There's an answer
Hmm.
for that.
I haven't seen anything about that. So I urge people listening, if you know if that's the case or not the case, I would want to know that.
Yeah, I'm
And then
curious, and now
I'll
I'm really
tell
curious.
Carrie.
Someone
Yeah.
explained the white bucket hat, it was too weird.
I am gonna guess that the show did not get to that. Maybe not ever and definitely not season 3. So I'm betting that it's not. Just want to put it out there. It's official, stamped. Let's go.
Okay, can we get to DC yet?
Yes. Oh my God. I love the DC stuff.
Yeah,
Sorry. It's
Paris is
just,
harassing congresspeople.
I love
Um
Paris in DC. I thought this is like such a good career path for her.
Mhm, she's made for this. This reminded me of, oh god, what's that movie? Election?
Oh,
Uh, Pick Flick. Uh,
um,
Reese
oh,
Reese
yes,
Witherspoon,
yes.
but what's
She's
the name of
so
the character
good.
she's playing? It was her,
I
where
don't remember, but that was a really good
she's
movie.
very smart, she's very earnest, and she's very driven, and she's as annoying as you could possibly be, but she'll probably be wildly successful. Stacy Flick? Tracy Flick.
Mm,
Paris is being Tracy Flick in this episode, which is great.
I
So
need to
she's
rewatch
harassing
that movie.
you gotta watch it again, it's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
So she's harassing congresspeople. They're avoiding her by going to the bathroom.
Mhm.
She's oblivious to it, of course,
She
and
is
no.
like, I would describe her as autistic here, on
Oh,
somewhere on the
yeah.
spectrum, because she's not getting, she's like, "Oh, they just all happen to be going to the bathroom as soon as I start talking to them," because part of autism is you don't get people's social signals because they mean nothing to you.
Oh,
You have
yeah.
to be direct. You have to say, "I don't wanna talk to you," and Paris will probably be like, "Fair. Alright, anyway," and that's very autistic.
Yeah. Yeah. She's definitely exhibiting some spectrum behavior here. But then Jamie, and as
Oh.
soon as we meet Jamie at the, like, coffee bar or whatever, I'm like, "Oh, a attractive young man who is of their age." And I
Mhm.
was like, this is gonna be a love interest of somebody?" And I was like, "Are we gonna find out that he and Rory have been flirting all summer?" But no, it was too sudden and weird. We would need an episode to cover that or at least have their meeting. But we do, the writing is pretty good. We get that they've hung out all summer and that they're doing a debate this
Mhm.
evening. And he asks Paris out. And I clocked it and Rory clocked it,
I
but
clocked
Paris
it.
didn't clock it.
And I love that about her. And oh my goodness, this this acting on this, because Paris has me going back and forth. She is a monster, and I always, when I need to feel bad for her, when she needs to have somebody have empathy, I am right there with it. It's just ridiculous. I should hate her all the time. She's so mean. She's relentless. She will tear you down. And then when she has these moments like, "Oh, I got asked out and I missed it. I wish I was there." You are so cute and so beautiful.
Yeah. She's just so pretty. She's so stunning.
Ugh.
Especially, like, later in the episode when she's getting ready for the date. She's
Oh, that
so
was a
pretty.
great dress and outfit
Yeah.
on her. Yeah.
Yeah, she looks great. But, yeah, so she's and the minute he asks her out, I'm like, "Oh my god, we're gonna get a sequence of her freaking out about going on a date because of course we are. We need that." Uh, we
I think
like
this might
watching.
be her second date in all of life, and for the second time she asked Rory to help.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. 'Cause
Mhm.
nothing beats Paris being freaked out.
I like Jamie's ask out. I thought he did it really well. I
Yeah,
It was very sweet. Subtle
yeah.
enough, but, like,
Well,
I don't know.
plausible deniability if she said no.
I feel like that gives both people an out, and that's
Yeah,
okay. If that
but if she was like, "I can't, I have to study," or something, he would have been like, "Okay." Like,
Yeah.
he wasn't like, "I like you romantically, and I would like to get,"
Right.
like, he was just like, "We'll celebrate."
Mhm,
Like,
mhm.
it was, like, very sneaky's not the right word, but, like, it gave everyone, like, a graceful out if they wanted it.
Yeah, that's why, like, I have paused going, "Oh, he wasn't." I don't wanna say, "Oh, he's not being upfront." I wanna say that's the perfect amount of not upfront. That is, like, this nice way of giving someone a gift, and then they can choose
Yeah,
and not hurt anyone's feelings. It was very nice.
yeah,
Whoever wrote this needs to, help people ask people out, because when it's good, it's good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, she's freaking out. But first, hey there.
"Hey There" by Kirk. Have you ever noticed that cows don't wrinkle? Have you ever seen a wrinkly cow? What did I write? "Hey there." I noticed that in the notes you misspelled "hey."
Oh, my apologies.
Here, I'll fix it
Oh,
for you.
thank you, yes.
But
She
yes, it's
is
"Hey,"
r
Hay, because, Kirk puts together that cows have better skin because they eat hay. This is a very silly D plot, um, and he offers to give them and his bottles of this cream are huge. They're, like, as big as, like, shampoo bottles.
Yeah, so
They're
he put together chemicals,
Yeah, he's been
and
working hard.
yeah, he's got bottles with the brand on it, so he got the artwork done, and he
Mhm,
made creams, balms, toning lotions, and cleansing liquids.
mhm. I don't
Okay.
I don't really know what a toning lotion is, but I'm sure it's a thing. Um,
Oh, right. People used to sell us things that would make our skin tone.
Used to?
Oh, are they
Oh,
still
you
doing that?
you can still get toner, my friend. Toner, I know what toner is. I don't know what toner lotion is. Toning lotion.
Yeah, to make your skin look more athletic, toned.
Oh, athletic skin. I think it's to make you not have as much money as you did before you bought the thing with the promise of making you pretty.
Uh-huh. The only thing losing weight is your wallet.
That's right. Nice. Yeah.
Okay. And Emily calls. This this is one of the greatest Emily calls, I think. She is perfection.
Mhm.
How can you be more of a condescending word?
"You were supposed to be calling us on Thursday," and they go back and forth, and I'm like, "What is the point? Let's move it along." And finally,
Oh, I know
Lorelai takes
exactly the point. Feel the Emily on you as
Yes,
she's
exactly.
talking. "Oh, you haven't had enough, Emily? Oh, here's a little bit more, Emily. Oh, you still haven't had enough." And finally, Lorelai has enough and actually
Yep.
apologizes for
She takes
absolutely
a
nothing.
she takes a breath.
Mm.
"I'm sorry, mom." And Emily goes, "That's okay. That's
Mhm.
all she wanted."
This is I mean, if you wanted to sum up what's Lorelai and Emily's relationship, show someone that
This clip.
conversation.
Yep, yep.
You're
Totally
good.
agree.
You get it. It's
Yeah,
fantastic.
that's totally what it is.
Yep. And
Um,
Lorelai lies to her mother because that's also a part of their,
yeah,
shenanigans with each other.
yep, and she sticks with the lie. Rory's not coming home till Saturday. It's a lie. Rory is coming home on Friday, but is not gonna be coming to dinner.
I'm okay with that lie, except for we all understand where that lie is coming from. Rory did not ask to get out of her grandparents' dinner. She might actually be wanting it. You don't even know that. And she gets along with them. So she's not ever trying to get out of the dinner. And if she is, it's for very specific reasons and she asks you. So when Lorelai tells her, "Oh, I got you out of grandparents' house because you could be with Dean. You not only told me where not to go, you told me how to spend that free time
Yeah,
afterwards.
yeah.
And the emphasis on it is so annoying and so perfect. It that
And
yes,
she didn't tell Rory this lie.
right,
It was a gamble because what if Emily called and Rory picked up? You know, I guess she told her at the airport, but, like, we don't know that Emily and Rory weren't calling each other when she was in DC. I don't know.
right. That's
It was
true.
kind of a gamble.
A and you're really you're trying to push this Dean thing, and then your actions are pushing this Dean thing, and then your words are like, "No, it'd be cool if you wanna date Jess, who I don't like, totally, completely hate, but, like, don't do it for me." It's like and then, "Oh, you'll have time to change for Dean. Oh, don't worry about it, take your time, you have Dean tonight. Are you wearing that for Dean? Oh, Dean is so great." We
Yeah,
get
Lorelai's super
it.
into Dean. She
We
loves
get
him.
it.
Yeah, it's gross.
Ugh.
Um, can we get to this? Oh no, we're not at the airport scene yet. Um, oh yeah, but we have a quick scene in DC of Emily or
Rory.
Paris freaking
Oh,
out about getting ready, and then she makes Rory get in the closet.
that was so ridiculous to me, but again, Paris sold it very, very well, but also Rory takes a flashlight and a notebook like she's gonna be in there Anne Frank style, like, what's
Yeah.
happening? Did you also
What
take a pound of potatoes? How
I
long are you gonna be in there?
how long does Rory think she's gonna be in the closet? She brought
I don't know.
provisions. I thought she
Yeah.
was gonna be in the closet for 8 seconds while Jamie picked up Paris for the date.
Yeah, are they having the date in the room?
Yeah. No, they're not. They leave the establishment. So weird.
And the Zagat conversation.
Oh, yes, this okay. How do
You would
you
think it
pronounce?
was a Zagat, well, I've called it different things at different times because people just keep correcting me. Zagat, Zagat, whatever
I
the
called it
person
Zagat
says.
growing up. Growing up, I called it Zagat, and for those who don't know, it was a restaurant guide, that was hilarious. Like, it had the best
Mhm.
reviews, and it was all, like, you could write in like, it was, what do you call it?
Yeah, what
Uh,
is that site now? Oh my god.
it was
It
like Yelp, but
Yelp.
it was yeah, so it was like reviews from regular people, but
Mhm.
they would publish this yearly Zagat guide, and you could I think New York City was the first one, I don't know, but New York City definitely had one, and then they made one each for the boroughs, and
Well, I
they
don't think
did
people know that before all of this, like, you can pick 5 stars for this, that, and the next. It was only quote experts who gave us what they
right.
thought of
Yes.
every menu, and it was only by their standards. So if if they wanted to tell you about the cleanliness, they would win like a cleanliness award, but separately as the food award. This was the first time where regular people were going, "Hey, the ambience counts for us. The pricing is this high or this
Yep,
low."
yep.
And the food it was like separate criteria for the
Yes,
first
and it was
time.
yeah, it was ambiance, service, food, and something else, but it was great. And then if your review was hilarious enough, they would quote that in their, like, little blurb.
And
So it would be like,
if you were a restaurant and you made it in there,
yes, that was a good thing,
it's
especially if
yeah.
your rating was high. So
Mhm.
we lived and died by what the Zagat guide says, and I called it Zagat my whole life. And then I think someone came out and said, "It's not pronounced Zagat, it's Zagat." And I was like, "All right, well, I'm not gonna participate in society anymore." That
That
was the
might that might be where they went. Like, I understand that the internet started happening, but they could have been Zagat.com or Zagat or whatever. But I think all the pretentious people that were using Zagat, and it was for the people who care about reviews and stuff. First, it started with the rich, and then it trickled down to regular people just looking for restaurants, I think. Or maybe that was just my experience. But anyway, I forgot where I was going with this because I got
Well,
maybe because we were all afraid to say the word out loud that they didn't keep going, and I don't think anyone looks for Zagat.
well, yeah, but I was amazed that in this show, all 3 people pronounce it Zagat, and I was like, "Which one is right? God damn it." Because the writers obviously think it's Zagat. Now I wanna Google it. Did you Google it? Is that in the trivia later?
No, because I kinda don't care, because I just assumed that the show had to have looked up, what the exact
Right, I mean, the show could call up, like, Johnny Zagat or whoever
right.
the original thing was, probably friends with the writers, I don't know. Anyway, I thought it was funny that they all 3 pronounced it the not common way, but maybe that's how they pronounced it in Connecticut, what do I know? Or DC, what do I know? Anyway,
No
this
idea.
dude picks up Paris and he is prepared. He has a reservation. Do you like Italian food? This is very sexy to women when men have a plan for a date and don't pick you up and go, "What do you wanna do?"
You
It's
know
just
what?
hot.
It really is.
It
It
really is.
really is.
The bar is that low, gentlemen. Just have an idea,
And half execute it.
half execute an idea, and women are like, "Yes."
Yeah, you thought about me more
He
than,
had a
like,
place
right
in
this
mind.
second? Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh, whatever. So, then we are at Mrs. Kim's. We're at the antique shop, and Sookie is shopping with Lorelai, and we find out that she didn't tell her parents about Chris, which we kinda gathered from her phone call with Emily when she was back at the inn.
Which, you know
What
what? I fully understand why she didn't tell her parents about Chris, but why did you tell your parents about Chris? Stop
Yes.
inviting them into your life and
Yes.
then leaving out
You
information out. You are not in that world. Either not be in it or be in it, but you can't be in it just because Chris is by your side for half a second when you know he's a stop it.
right, and if you're happy enough to tell them that Chris is back in your life, you should be miserable enough to tell them that Chris is not in your life. Like, you can't I she definitely told everyone too soon. Um,
Yeah. Especially for him with his
yes, with his track
background.
record.
Yeah.
Yep, yep, yep. So,
Ay.
yeah, she's just so ugh,
You
whatever.
know what? I'm yelling at myself as well. I am sure that like when you keep going back to someone because you're supposed to have a very specific relationship. This includes parents, other family members, people you're actually in love with, partners. It's like, "Oh no, 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 no. I think we're going to somehow be different than every other interaction." And it's not.
It's not. I know. I
And
know.
sometimes nobody even promised or said it was gonna be. You
Yeah,
just go, "Well,
you
they
just
have to
want
be
the thing you
tired of
want.
being that way, right?"
Yeah.
Like, Emily's gotta get tired. No, Emily doesn't get tired. Emily's gonna sleep when she's dead. She's not gonna get tired of being who she is, just
Mhm,
like you're not tired with all your rants and blah, blah, blah. And again, I'm talking to myself because we've all been there, I think.
mhm, mhm.
I'm still judging, though. I'm judging me too.
Well, that's why it's easy to see it when someone else does it, because 'cause you're like, it's
Yes.
so
Ugh.
human, you know?
Ugh. It is so weird how clear other people's lives are.
Yes, exactly.
It's so
It's definitely
crazy.
relatable, and you're like, "Oh, girl,
Yeah.
mm-mm." Yeah.
Oof, okay.
Can we get to the airport
Oh,
scene?
can we please get to the airport where I am just dying the whole time? What is this budget is what I wrote down.
Yes.
What is this budget? You know I have
I
the list. You know I have it when you're ready. Please,
what
with your
the budget
thoughts.
for what? The gifts?
Yeah, the whole airport is just gifts that I don't understand how anyone affords. I almost don't care how rich you are. If you're buying all the things that Lorelai just bought at an airport, I hope you're taking a private plane. What is happening?
Yeah. I just was confused as to why they sat down on the floor of an airport.
Because it's cute.
It's
I
very
know this
weird.
is it's post 9/11 at this point.
I know. Emily shouldn't
So
have been able to meet her at the gate, first of all. But even if we assume this is not the gate,
it
airports are
wasn't
made
the
up.
gate. It
It
wasn't the
was not
gate.
the gate, right? It's
No.
out. It's just outside. But like airports are made up of chairs.
Yeah, but they were so excited that they bashed into each other. It's a mother-daughter thing.
Okay, it's a mother-daughter thing.
I'm
Just
bringing
made
it
that
back
up
to the
now just to
meatball.
exclude someone else.
Okay,
Save me a meatball.
here's the gift list. Sweatshirt, notebook, pencil set, shot glass, beer mug, baguette, a bear, sunglasses. Excuse me.
And these are all things Lorelai bought at the airport. They all say Hartford, Connecticut on them.
Right. I forgot that part. Thank
It's
you.
so weird. Again, Lorelai is having a manic episode
I like this version.
where you just
We're
like
at this
spend a bunch of money for no reason.
It's season 3, the season where we psychoanalyze everybody. So far, we
Yes,
find out Paris is on the spectrum.
right.
Lorelai has manic episodes.
And
What
so
else
does
we got?
Sookie.
Oh,
Sookie has manic
yeah.
episodes too, where she just like fixates on one thing, one untrue thing. It's like,
Mm,
yeah, could
mm,
be
mm, mm.
schizotypal, where you like fixate on one thing and can't get it out of your head. And I mean,
I
that's
would say
also
that doesn't Lorelai seem a little bit more like she talks to people who are not there? Because she's making up a lot of, oh, inanimate objects talk to her. What's that?
well, I do that too. Whatever that
Well,
is, I
you
have
have
that.
that then. Yeah.
I do. I only recently found out you don't like that.
Me?
Yeah,
What do you mean I don't like it?
because you were like, I don't like it when people gender objects.
Oh, yeah, don't gender them.
So if I'm like, my computer broke and I reset him,
Yeah, why?
I yeah, I didn't know you hated that this whole
I
time.
don't understand. It's an it, and
Huh.
especially since it keeps, this rumor going of taking over. It is just getting it. I can unplug it anytime.
Hmm. Okay. Well, he doesn't like that.
Stop it! It's so gross.
He thinks you're weird.
Oh my god.
Okay. So,
Oh my
um,
god. Okay.
they get home and okay, so they've been speaking every day on the phone for the entire time Rory was gone, and Rory and this is when she tells Lorelai that she kissed Jess at the wedding.
But to me, this is very, very on brand. This is very, very Rory. Although they say that they're best friends, I don't think Rory likes speaking intimately until she has processed it. The same way when she started liking Dean, she didn't tell her mother slash best friend. I don't even know if she told Lane, but she kind of did. Yeah, she was talking to Lane about it, which is way more appropriate. But she doesn't, also, she knows she did something wrong. I think it's kind of nice that she didn't tell her mother. Like, I think, maybe deal with that. And instead of like gossiping about it or, I don't think your mother can help you process that all the time.
Right. Right. Okay.
Uh, and this is where it's like, why do you want to change? You're seeing Dean later. Who are you looking for? But it's also like when they got to the festival, it's also that Lorelai does kind of know Rory. But then there's the other side of, I know you think you know your kid. She might be changing and she might be like living her life. Stop being on top of her. Oh, you're usually like this. Oh, I figured you out. Oh, I know exactly what you're thinking. Like, that's why you're supposed to have other friends.
Right. That's why you need adult friends.
Oh,
Mm.
Lorelai, yeah. Go
Yeah, a
give that.
Lorelai needs adult friends to not
Yeah.
fixate on her daughter and have her teenage daughter be her best friend.
Yeah.
Um,
And call your daughter when you're having a dream
in the middle
in
of
a
the night when you wake up.
nightie.
I know the codependency, it's just like astounding.
Yeah. It's,
And then beg her to come home from her internship.
I
Be
mean,
like, you
that
need
was
to
just cute. I don't
I
think
know
she,
they were just being cute, but still, it reeks of like, ugh, get a grip, lady. So,
yeah.
um, so finally they have this conversation and she's like, I kissed Jess, at the wedding. Um, And then she and Jess had no contact, I guess, for the entire time that she was away, which is weird because I don't know, I would have thought that they'd go out of their way to get in touch.
Yeah, I would have thought so too. I think that's why they were showing us the Dear Jess thing. It's like she she had a letter ready for Dean. She knew exactly what to write in it. For
Mhm.
Jess, I think she really doesn't know. She's still processing. I don't think that she can see herself as the kind of person who can lust or like another person while they're with someone who's really great. I think it's very difficult to say there's nothing wrong, like there's nothing wrong with Dean, but I want to break up with him. I
Right.
and I think it's okay that she's hesitant as a teenager, as somebody who's never been in any other relationship. It is very confusing why you would ever want to break up with Dean to be with this guy who like treats everybody that you know poorly, but somehow you're sexually attracted, but you don't even know how to name that. It's just all you know is that you feel a little crazy and and you're trying to diagnose it when really you just like someone. Like, you
Yeah.
just don't know that yet. And it's a
Yeah.
lot. It's a lot because it is a lot because it's new to you, and that's a lot.
Mhm.
It's when Lorelai makes a big deal. It's like, "Lorelai, you're not new to this. You understand that some other thing is gonna happen also, and you need to take it down 1,000. Let her have it on 1,000 with Lane and Jess and Dean and come home crying, I can't believe he said that." And you're like, "I can, but whatever, I'll keep that to myself," because you have double her lifespan. So let her, and that's hard. I know.
Yeah.
Again, I know it's hard.
I
I know
know.
also that, like, I've been on all of these sides.
Yes. Totally.
So,
Totally.
judging me, judging you. We're all judging.
So true.
Oh.
Ugh.
Oh, and, before we continue, I do wanna remind people that we are so thankful to have all the Patreon members, and I hope you're
Speaking of
enjoying.
judging people,
Ooh,
come judge us
come
on Patreon.
come judge what we talk about before and after these episodes. Today we talked to angels,
We
so
did talk to angels
we
before the
did.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was lovely, and they talked to you as well, dear Patreon members. You could find Gilmore Friends on Patreon. You could always go to gilmorefriends.com for any information about us. So, yeah, so that was the festival. Also, looked like a fun festival,
I wrote
carnival-ish,
down that
basic.
the band from New York City is a barbershop quartet, but it's not a quartet, it's a barbershop, like,
Yes,
octet, I don't know. And they're singing those lazy, crazy, hazy days of summer on loop.
literally on loop every
That's
single time.
insane.
And that's the
Terrible.
New York City band that he's very excited about.
Yes.
So,
They
what
couldn't
is
find
his
that.
diagnosis?
Yeah. That he doesn't know what good music is. I don't know. It's
That's
so weird. But then we see that Rory sees that Jess is with some chick, and we don't know
making
who this
out.
chick is, but they are
Mm-mm.
smooching next to a tree, and they're doing the teenage thing where you smooch for 10 minutes straight
Love it.
for an entire conversation from other characters. The camera pans back to them. They're still smooching. And Rory gets all feels some kind of way. Now we would say feels some kind of way about it. And
I
she
like
doesn't
the way
know.
she expresses that feeling of the summer. I think it was very authentic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. She's like, I'm not mad, but I'm not mad, but I feel some kind of thing. And I
And
don't
also,
know.
I'm totally cool. I don't care, like, at all.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's like, "Oh, alright."
Yeah.
That's quite a look on your face.
You went to that wedding with Dean. He's with somebody else. Like, what? Like, now
Mhm.
they can all double date. Except that Dean and Jess hate each other, but wouldn't that be fun? A good double date with this, like, blonde chick?
Yeah.
So weird.
I don't know,
Um,
that makes sense though, right?
yeah,
Him making out with a girl his age, and she looks cute, great.
yeah,
But it does push you to decide, like, And Lorelai says, "Hey, don't worry about her. He'll be done with her in an hour or so." And I think it's because that's usually what happens when people have like the I don't care vibe. They move away
Mhm.
from each other and they go back. It doesn't matter. And she knows because that's how she talks about herself in the past.
Right.
So I don't
Yeah.
know.
And she also just doesn't like Jess. Like, it's not complicated, she just doesn't like him. So she won't miss an opportunity to say something negative about him.
But she was saying something negative about her, about the girlfriend. Oh no, I guess it was
Oh.
him.
Oh,
Well,
that's not cool.
she was disrespecting the girl, like, "Don't worry about her, he'll kick her to the curb," but you're right, it is saying something about him, not her. You're right,
Yeah.
I think I missed that.
Yep.
Um, yeah,
Gross.
but she also does say to Rory, like, "Alright, this is not being with Dean. You kissed Jess, so, like,
Right.
either way, let's go. I'll help you get vaccinated," she
Oh, yeah,
says.
yeah, yeah. That was great. "And if you want, Jess, I will help you. Get vaccinated." That was very well delivered. I did
Yeah.
like that. I like the writing, I like the delivery, that was very funny.
Yeah, because normally I don't like the dot, 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 like, the
Mhm.
ellipsis jokes are just
No,
but I like the way they did
that
it.
one worked. Somehow it
Yeah,
worked. And I was not expecting it, and it was very
mhm.
funny.
Yes, and then the grandparents' house. Are we there? Can we go there?
Yes. So, oh god.
I was looking at your face, I was searching your face for the response to this. Please bathe me with your thoughts on
Emily is insufferable in this scene. She won't give Lorelai a chance to speak. Let's go sit outside. They bug her for what drink she wants. She says she doesn't care. She asks for a jello shot. They sit down. Emily will not let her speak. She says, I have something to, oh, before you get to that, I have a present for you. The present is scone mix. I looked it up. It's flour, sugar, baking soda, baking powder, and salt. You shouldn't have to buy that in a mix. Those are all very easy to find ingredients, whatever. So she basically gave her a sack of flour,
Mhm,
and then they won't let up about how she's not going to make them because that's not her thing. They're just being I don't know, just really not present. And this is the first time they've seen her in 6 weeks. And anyway, finally she says, Chris and I aren't together because
she doesn't say it.
oh, right, Emily reads it. Emily reads it.
Mhm,
She like about Chris, and then Emily picks it up and she goes, "Oh, they're not together." And then she finally explains that it's because Sherry is pregnant, and that sets Emily and Richard off fighting amongst each other because Richard's like, "It figures." Oh, what did Richard say that was absolutely incorrect? He says Christopher always does the right thing.
mhm,
What?
mhm,
And that Lorelai was the one who rejected having a family? She
mhm,
was 16.
mhm.
That I wrote down WTF
This makes
because
so much sense, but yes.
Christopher does not always do the right thing. He has happened to do the right thing since we, the viewers, have met him, but he's been absentee. He did not step up with like anything at 16.
Mhm,
I mean, it's just wild. So Richard defends Christopher in an insane way. Lorelai gets overwhelmed and leaves the scene. And I'm with her on this because Emily and Richard are debating the stupidest thing about which way their daughter sucks,
mhm.
you know? And yeah, those are my thoughts on the scene. They're both terrible parents in the scene.
Yes, they're so themselves, though. Yes, Emily keeps saying, "Oh, tell me outside," but you don't discuss things standing by a door is very much her home and how she conducts life. I do disagree with you about when Lorelai says whatever, she's the one being obnoxious, not her father. Her father says, "I have everything, pick a drink." Whatever is not an answer.
Oh, yeah. I mean, by now they should know what their daughter drinks.
No, because it's what you're in the mood for, and they're polite society, and in polite society, you go, "What would you
Okay.
like?"
Okay.
But yes, the scone mix, okay. Somehow this fantastic design mind of some people said, here is how we can sell simple things to rich people. And they
Yes.
go, put it in a sack and have it be embroidered with blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
So yes, you can say, I mean, they're not buying Duncan Hines? Duncan the mix in the store, this is the same thing.
Yes.
Aha, but if you buy it in Martha's Vineyard, and
Yes.
if you buy it in a sack that looks velvety and nice,
Yep. Yep.
then you could actually give it as a gift, and it's
Exactly.
not
Exactly.
insulting,
But
it's
scone mix is the most hilarious gift, and she probably paid $20 for it.
right.
And it is a sack of flour. That is hysterical. And yes, I've definitely seen this in New Mexico. They have what's called sopapillas,
Mhm.
which is just it's fried dough. It's flour put flash fried. And I saw at the airport sopapilla mix, and it was just flour in a bag, and it was $15, and I thought that was hysterical. But it came with the little instructions, and it was cutely done up, and like that's the gift. The gift is the you know, and you can't make this at home because you need a flash fryer. Like it doesn't work. I tried. It doesn't work.
Well, we saw this in that movie, very old reference movies, but like, was it Baby Boom or Baby Boomer, where she got handed a kid, but she's this high-powered woman. How is she going to do both? She had to leave her big-time job because this takes too much, and then she went and bought a house in the country where that was humbling because everyone from the country is so slow, but it turns out that's just the pace she needed. Anyway, turns out you can have it all.
Yeah.
Hmm. You can have it all, and the man, and the kid, and the next high powered whatever money situation, whatever. But she sold basically baby mush to rich people
Right.
because she packaged it well. Okay,
Yeah.
now back to this. Yes. I think it's very, very hilarious that her parents are taking it as if somebody broke up with them, and they're disappointed with how their life is turning out because Christopher's not with Lorelai. But I don't know what anyone's expecting here. The idea that she refuses to be with Chris no matter what, including stab this other woman who's pregnant, is beyond them.
Yeah.
Him doing the right thing only started after she got pregnant. They hated him worse than she hates Jess.
Yes. Yes. I mean, I don't know why they are and he got their daughter pregnant.
Yep.
Like
Yes.
why don't
But
they see it that
then
way? You know?
because they do see it that way, but what they see is like, okay, now as soon as you agree to do the thing that they want, you are now on their side and you may now be treated with the dignity that they have for you. So
Mhm.
but so he was willing. Oh my god, so I do have what Richard says because it was so painful and so obnoxious. Lorelai never does anything unless she wants to, no matter the consequences to anyone else, which is exactly how both of them behave because everyone thinks that the way they do it is right and the way they do it is usually the thing that works out for them. This is how I want my life. Anyway, now the wind has changed. Christopher is trying to live up to his responsibility as he tried to do many years ago with Lorelai. Then she turned him down and she turned him away. She did not do that. And Lorelai goes, I was 16. If Christopher has found someone who will actually allow him to be a father to his own child,
Ugh.
then of course that's what he's going to do.
Oh my god.
The credit that this man gets for not doing anything. I am shocked by your naivete, he tells Emily. Lorelai had her chance for a family and she walked away from it. That was her choice. He has a chance to be a father. I applaud him.
Oh my god. Yeah. That's so gross in a million ways. Richard's the worst.
He is. He is. And Emily and Lorelai and all of those people, they do bad things. But Richard always stays very, aloof and sort of like stoic about it until he says anything. And that's when he'll tear you apart.
Mhm.
And I think that's what I think we expected of fathers, or maybe that's just me.
Yeah.
Like, he's cool, but then don't worry, the bite's coming. The
Yeah.
bite's it's gonna send you it's gonna feel like you need to go to the hospital, but they'll tell you you're being sensitive.
Right. Right. Yeah. She
Ouch.
leaves. I would leave too.
I don't know that I've ever done that because I feel like I still needed to have been dismissed. So it was very rare that I just always kind of put my head down, like, I guess I'm going to take this now,
Mm.
well, until I stop talking to them. So that's what you end up.
Yeah. That's the other way to do it. That's the only other way to do it.
I guess I did walk out,
Mhm.
like I can't keep feeling bad about the mistakes I made when I was a teenager.
Right. Right.
Or when I was any other age because
And she
I can't do anything but move forward.
yeah, and she doesn't get any credit for doing anything right. It's so maddening.
Right, and he gets credit for everything.
Yeah.
Christopher.
Yeah.
Christopher.
Oh, it's
Oh.
such a painful scene.
But
Don't
that
like it.
does not give an opening to the final scene, which I'm upset about also, but I want your response first.
Wait, in the when she goes to the coffee shop?
Well, Mimi goes to the coffee shop, but
Yeah,
yes.
so Lorelai goes to the coffee shop, and there is a
And by the way,
carafe.
clearly she hasn't gone to Luke's all summer. That's why we saw that she was at Sookie's and Jackson was like, "Hey, if you're gonna come here every day, you have to listen to me also." She's
Yeah,
been there all summer, so no Luke. So this is the
yeah,
first time she's walking in there.
yep. First time walking in there, and he goes, "We're closed," which was just a dagger to my heart, like, ouch. And she goes, um I don't know, I was fixated on why there was a carafe of coffee on the counter, because that's one of those glass fishbowl cup, like, containers of coffee that needs to be on the hot plate,
Mhm.
and it's not on the hot plate, it's on the counter?
Yeah.
I don't understand, but she's like, "I had the worst day ever or something, and I really just need a cup of coffee right now."
Yeah.
And she vents, and she does the "It's never gonna happen for me, and I'm still grateful for what I have," and then Luke very generously offers her the proverbial olive branch in the shape of a donut, and she goes, "I'm not hungry right now," and he goes, "Take it for later," and she puts a donut in her purse, which I don't know what the dialogue was in this scene at all. Why is there a coffee carafe on the counter? Why is she putting loose donuts in her purse? Whatever. Um, but the end of the scene is that by pretending to be Mimi, she pretends to be Mimi, she pretends to be someone else because Luke is too mad at Lorelai. So if Mimi comes in and she's new in town and can I have a coffee and a donut, Luke is able to just like get over the hump of not talking to her and like gives her like a kindness, which is an opening of the door back to their friendship and the way they were. It is a forgiveness crack.
What did you think of that forgiveness dialogue?
I
Of
thought it was a good start. I thought like
Mm.
they didn't go back and rehash the argument, and she didn't grovel, which would have been a turnoff. And she's making it clear that she would like to move on and or be in each other's lives. And
Yeah,
he has the melting of his heart where he still likes hanging out with her and he likes her having her around and he misses her.
I think you're
So,
right. I
but
think that's what it comes down to because
yeah,
I think he's sick of the silence because she does something to his day. Whether
yeah,
we think that that's the way people need to behave with each other or not. Um but I think the making up of Mimi was nice. She was very soft with her entrance and that allowed in. But I did not like I don't like the humph. Totally not wanting anyone to ask me a question, but oh, harumph. It's like, please ask me. And he's very generous. I think that's a lot of emotional labor for somebody who yelled at you, um, in that very, very specific way about a child. So,
Yeah.
um, I don't like the way that she's like, what did she say? "I feel like I'm never gonna have it." Yeah. Um, oh, she just starts with, "This is the second time I let myself do this." Um, so you're not friends, but now he has to console you. But yeah, he's very generous and he wants her back, so
But he's one of her only adult friends who knows the whole story. You know, like Sookie does too, but Sookie's in honeymoon phase, and I mispredicted that they would go on a honeymoon. It doesn't seem like they did, or maybe they did and they're back already. Where did
maybe.
Lorelai eat for that week? We don't know. We didn't see it. Um, but Luke has kind of seen the whole thing top to bottom in a non-judgy way that she feels like she misses his, like, guidance, you know? He has
Yeah,
a
they
different
miss each
take on her
other.
life than Sookie does.
I think he has the best take on her life usually.
Mhm.
I think, Suki goes into, you know, she adds too much sugar to the story where he's
Yeah,
just like, "This is what I'm looking at."
yeah.
Um, but what do you think of what she says, "I don't want to be that person," but she says, "I feel like I'm never gonna have it, the whole package, that person, that couple life, and I swear I hate admitting it because I fancy myself Wonder Woman, but I want it, the whole package." So I was just talking about, you know, a movie, but all the movies were like, women can have it all, and it's saying people can have it all because it's alluding to like men already have it all, but like people can have it all, and that all comes with a package of someone else loving you, and
Mhm.
that's difficult.
Yep, yep.
So, but what as a I'm going to ask you as a female, what does it feel like to be a female? And then this concept comes up, like having it all means having a person.
It just
um
sounds exhausting. It sounds exhausting to have a career and a husband and one or more children. I'm like, "Oh, man, aren't you tired?" What's the energy to have it all? Oh my god. Yeah, no, this was the messaging at the time. This was the baby boom, movie,
yeah,
messaging was that women should not only want it all, but should be able to manage to have it all. And yeah, that's what Lorelai has been sold.
it's a lot, and I
It's
think
too much.
a major part of the exhaustion of it is that now it just created this world where you need 2 incomes instead of you just get to pick who does the income part or you both do part-time or whatever. It just doubled how much money we have to make.
Mhm.
That's a weird. I'm not saying like that's what feminism did. I'm saying that, just the system turned into, um like, when you are a stay-at-home anything, it's a privilege instead of something that is an option.
Right.
That's tough.
Yeah. Yeah, it's lame. I mean, oh, we're not supposed to use the word lame anymore. Did you hear that?
Correct.
Why? What happened to the word lame?
Because it describes a not gonna say handicap because that's not a word anymore either. But
It's now derogatory? I didn't
well,
get the memo until
I don't think you're
I
supposed to
heard,
say dumb either.
"Oh, man, I
It's a
am out of the loop
disability.
on." Okay, I thought a situation can be lame, but no, not anymore. Okay, so I'm correcting myself and I'm learning. Um, but yes,
What do you
the
call a disability? Because I don't think I'm supposed to say that either. It's a superpower? I don't.
I gotta look it up. I don't know. A
Uh,
lamo?
wow.
No, that's not it. It's gotta be something else.
Yeah. Uh,
But yes, forgive me for using the word lame. I meant it in,
in an '80s way?
no, in a situational way, not in a
No,
person
I
way.
know. I
Oh my
know, like,
god.
you meant it the way we learned it.
Yeah.
I get that.
Um but, like, because like, livestock is okay, never mind. You ever notice that cows don't wrinkle?
Yes. Hey,
Okay. What was I talking about?
as a woman, you have it all.
I don't begrudge Lorelai wanting it all. Like, I have been single and very much wanted to be coupled up. Like, I don't
Okay.
think that that's what makes it not I mean, it's fine. It's fine to wanna be with a person, but,
Mhm.
like, the wanting to be Wonder Woman thing, I think makes me a little bit more annoyed than just wanting a man or, a partner. Because,
Yeah,
like,
but
you have to be Wonder Woman. You can't just, like, be a person existing. You have to be the best at everything. It's annoying.
it's hard to not want one of the you already have the kids, so you don't have to want one, but you could, you could want another child. Wanting love is a very understandable want. Wanting a career and satisfaction in a job is an understandable want. Like all these wants where it ends up quote unquote you have it all. I don't it, I think a lot of times we think somebody has it and then we found out that they have a heart attack and
Yeah, or they're up to
literally
their eyeballs in debt or something,
right.
and, like,
Yeah.
yeah, half the people we think who have it all are making up a piece of it
Yeah.
or whatever. That's why it's easier to, have nothing, because then you don't have no one expects anything from you. I have nothing. I don't even have a microwave. You can't want anything from me. This is what I've got.
You have a lot in that list of things that are, the list of wants, but do you have it all? No, you don't want a child.
I don't even want a toaster.
These are different things, but yes, okay.
These are the same things in my mind.
A love and a toaster?
You said a child.
Oh.
I want love. I had a I put this in the act, but it does not do well on stage, but I had a humidifier that was so needy that I realized I should not have children because the humidifier required daily maintenance, and it annoyed me so much that I was like,
Mm.
"Yeah, you shouldn't have kids." Like, this
Uh-huh.
oh, it's like this, but worse.
It's like this, but it has a heartbeat that I have to keep going.
Right, and then everyone will tell me I'm doing wrong no matter how I do
Oh
it.
my god.
Yeah, you can't
Yes.
win. Yeah,
Yes. That's also true. See, because 'cause
yeah.
we're doing it and we don't even have kids. We're like, Get your stuff together, Lorelai.
Yeah, it's very easy.
If you want it all, just
I mean,
do it all."
I feel bad for her, like, she sells it in this scene, like,
Yes.
she's not, "Boo-hoo, woe is me," but she's like, "It kinda sucks to feel this way, that, like, you missed out," you know? And that it's
Yes.
not
I think that, at every age, and it seems like maybe a decade, maybe every 5 years, maybe, like, when you have a 0 at the end of your or through transitions, through a move, through a loss, through something, you start looking back at your life, and the thing is with all this 2020 vision, you could have picked so much different. You could not do that. Everybody goes back. At this point, we can regret so many things because we were lucky enough to have options, but there is no
Mhm,
way that you picked the worst and there's no way that you picked the best because we're pretty all right.
mhm,
The- We're here, hearts beating, science
yeah,
is working, everything's
yeah,
great. Not bad.
yeah.
We're
So
so grateful.
she gets back home with a donut in her purse.
Carrie was just
It's so
disgusted for the rest of the
It makes me
episode.
so uncomfortable. Even if you put it in a flimsy napkin, I think she
Yeah.
did put it in one of those little, like, grabby paper things,
Mhm.
but not nearly enough protection
I agree. That's
for
how
both
you can get
parties
bugs
being
like
the
that.
purse and the donut.
Yeah. You
That
better be,
donut
like, dumping out that whole purse and clearing it out,
I mean, you
but
have to throw away the purse.
oh, wow.
Oh my god,
Wow.
too much donut in it. But, Rory is like, I'm with Dean and I'm so happy. And she's like, "Are you hungry? Here's a purse donut." Again, I don't know what was said in the scene. There was a donut in a purse. I hate it so much. Why would they do that to me?
Yeah. The Lorelai once again says the opposite of all the actions and all the actual beliefs that she clearly has. Like, look, if you want to date Jess, just date Jess. But she is right. Like, just do it or don't. But
Yeah,
but
yeah,
Rory convinces herself, and again, I get it. There's no reason to break up with Dean. That pro con list, of course it's heavy on the pro. There's nothing wrong with
yeah.
Dean.
He's a dreamy boyfriend. He
He
wrote you a ton of
is.
letters. Yeah.
Yeah, he's there, he responds,
Yeah, nothing is harder than breaking up with an undeserving partner, like a partner not deserving of a breakup,
and this
just
has
because you
got to be
stopped feeling it.
confusing.
I
Yeah.
know, it's very confusing, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah. So to that I say, yay for Rory, self-reflecting. She picked. She's gonna have to live with that. Not a big deal. They celebrated their 3-month anniversary. That's how little these people are.
Yeah,
They're new. They're fresh. They just started.
yeah,
Uh, We're good. Let them make stupid
they
mistakes
will
on such
figure
a
it out.
low level.
All right. I need the trivia because I need
Okay.
to know why Taylor was in a wheelchair.
That's actually my first piece of trivia.
Yes, tell
Okay.
me.
I just have to like do this thing to my screen and it's very here we are. Okay. So why was Taylor Dosey in a wheelchair for the first episode of season 3? So his name is Michael Winters, the guy who plays Taylor. And he said, I actually have a quote. I was in Seattle. I'd been doing a play and I was about to go back down and to do the first episode. And I fell and I broke my foot. And so I called them and I said, I'm about to get in a car to drive down there and I don't know how well I can walk. By the time I got there, they had written in a fact that I had slipped on a banana peel that somebody had left on my doorstep or something and got me an electric wheelchair. So
Wow.
also answers your question of why was he in an electric wheelchair? Because that's a I saw that too. I'm like, oh, you just get an electric wheelchair. It must have been a really bad fall. Like
Or
that's
you have amazing insurance.
yeah. Or, he owns everything in town so he can afford it. But or
Cool.
sometimes you can, rent something like that
Yeah,
because
that's
it's
true. Or sometimes you're
temporary.
borrowing one from a dead person, you know.
Yeah, mhm, yeah. There is a system.
So that was it? He just fell on his way when he
Yeah,
was
he just
done?
felt he was doing a play for a while, so he was going from Seattle to, LA to
LA.
do both things.
Alright. Well, I love
Yeah.
that they wrote in the banana peel gag because it's pretty funny, and it's like, I don't know, is it gently assumed that it was Jess?
No, he said he has a list of suspects, so maybe one of them is just but it
I
didn't seem like
mean,
it didn't seem pointed,
it didn't seem pointed, but just that Jess enjoys messing with him.
and it's
Like,
such a
I would
Dennis the
assume
Menace prank.
yes, I
Yeah.
would assume Jess put a banana peel there,
Mm.
but whatever, okay.
And then he
That was
goes, "Womp, womp, 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 womp." Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Wop, 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 wop.
Okay, so we tried to protect you in this episode from from the credits that
Yeah.
start, but I did not shield you from yes, there were real live politicians.
Yes, these were the
Those
real Congresspeople.
mhm. Those 2
Um,
people that Paris spoke to, do you know them? I
I
didn't.
remember Osei's name, but I didn't remember the Congress lady's name.
So Doug O.C., the U.S. representative for California's 3rd Congressional District from 1999 to 2005. He's a member of the Republican Party, one of the wealthiest members of Congress. He was an enthusiastic supporter of tax cuts. Then
Mm,
there's Barbara Boxer, served in the U.S. Senate, representing California from 1993 to 2017. She's a member of the Democratic Party. She served as the U.S. representative for California's 6th Congressional District from 1983 to 1993, but she was born in Brooklyn.
cool. I
Hmm.
love when Congresspeople do sitcoms. And I like the
Yeah.
sight gag of him leaving the restroom, seeing Paris, and going back into the restroom. That was a
Oh my
very
god,
funny
I
sight
didn't
gag.
see that.
Yeah, he comes out of the bathroom, sees Paris, and like, backs back into it. It was very funny.
What?
Quick sight gag. Yeah,
I didn't
at
even
the end
see it in this rewatch. Oh my
at the
god.
end of the scene. Watch it again, it's very funny.
I will. You know
I
I
love it.
will. There's a couple more, and one is this is about your buddy Sean Gunn. This is the first time Sean Gunn is in the opening credits.
Oh,
Mm, right? Big deal for
okay.
him, I think. Okay, and now Jess's girlfriend, the makeout partner, her name is Jessica Kipper, but she's known as Sugar from the show Survivor.
Oh, I didn't watch Survivor.
Me neither, so I wouldn't know this, but she looked different. I wouldn't have, because I looked up clips of her, and when she's on screen, you know how it says like someone's name and then their job? So it would say Sugar pinup model.
Nice.
So, and she also does, checked her Instagram. She does Marilyn Monroe lookalike things, and it's
Oh,
pretty decent. She was in season 17 in 2008 on Survivor. And should I spoil the how she did
yes, spoil Survivor for me.
from 2008? I think I gave people enough time to turn it off. She came in third place.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's it for the trivia.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you got for
Um,
predictions for me?
well, we didn't see Lane in this episode, and I think over the summer she got really good at drums. I
Mm.
have a feeling, if not, I think sometime this season, Lane is going to have to sneak out to do a gig on the drums. That's a trope of a teenage rocker. Tell my parents I'm sleeping at your place, but in reality, I'm going to sneak to New York City to perform in my cool punk rock band.
Mm.
So I think that's coming because we didn't see her this episode, like, and the last like 4 times we've seen Lane, she's had drumsticks in her hand. It's coming. Um, God, I don't know where the Jess thing is going. I think he and Sugar are going, like, I don't know that she becomes a main character. I have a feeling not, that if Rory ever confronts him for making out, he's gonna say something like, "I barely know her, I don't even care." He's gonna dismiss it like, "I don't know what you're talking about." Um, I'm still amazed that Dean isn't upset about the car. Like, I'm just still like, I thought that was gonna be a major plot point, that the car was crumpled up,
But you know
and
how
that is a
Luke is like you said, Luke just wants Lorelai back also. Even though I think Lorelai's thing was pretty egregious. I think Dean is like, well, I just need Rory in my life. I don't know how he's reacting to Jess coming back because I think the whole reason he was okay is because he didn't have that to worry about.
right, right, and Dean was gone for the summer too, we
Oh,
understand.
right. So maybe he didn't
So he
experience
didn't
Jess yet.
maybe he doesn't even know Jess is back
Right.
somehow.
Right. Because why would anyone tell him while he's away?
Yeah,
Yeah.
very weird. Um, but yes, I like the thawing of the Luke, and I gotta rewatch this fight that they had because I don't remember it being a friendship ending fight. I gotta rewatch it because, like, I am missing something. Um, and so I'm glad they're making up. I think, well, Paris can't have a boyfriend now because she's in DC. I think she has a wonderful date with Jamie. Is Jamie a recurring character to, like, mellow Paris out?
Well, he goes
No,
to
Paris can't.
Princeton. They both don't live in DC. He goes to Princeton.
Right. And Princeton's in what, Jersey somewhere? So maybe they have a long distance
Yes,
relationship.
in
It's not that
Jersey.
far from Connecticut.
No,
So,
it's not.
like, maybe Paris has a boyfriend? Question mark. I gotta look up the pronunciation of Zagat or Zagat, and I think that's it.
I'm
That's
gonna
all I got
predict that
for
you
now.
don't find the real one
I
because,
know.
even the AI will hallucinate different versions of it.
Yeah, seriously.
But that was it. We just started season 1. That's a big deal, my Gilmore friend.
Mm. We just started season 1?
Season 3, excuse me.
Season 3.
Oh my
Yes, no,
goodness.
season 3
Yeah.
is in the books. Yeah,
Yes. We're
in the
on it.
can, I guess. There'll
I
be
f
some sort of can we put it in.
I feel you thought this episode was a little lukewarm.
I didn't love it.
Mhm.
I feel like there's still so many dangling threads from the previous episode.
Mhm, mhm,
Dean is a very unfleshed out character. Dean is sort of a prop boyfriend,
mhm.
where like he's just always doing the right thing, except he kicked a bag a couple of episodes ago and upset you. But like I think he's very much like, like a non-entity.
Mhm.
Um Whereas I find Jess much more interesting and like textured as a character. So we'll see.
Love it.
Yeah.
We will see because 'cause we'll keep doing it. Thank you for all your support, your subscribe button pushing, your like button pushing, your emotional button pushing. Thank you for the
Mm.
responses, for the subscribes. We really appreciate it. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.